seems like a very new building. When was this built?
The aim in Colombo's corridors of power was to end communal conflict once and for all. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Defense Secretary and brother of the President, was architect of the strategy. But has it worked?
Gotabaya Rajapaksa, welcome to HARDtalk.
Great.
I want to begin by talking about the situation in the north of your country. I've just come back from a visit to the north, and I was struck by the huge military presence that there still is in that region 1 year after the Tamil Tigers were defeated. Why are there so many soldiers still there?
That's the necessity. Actually, gradually we are withdrawing them from the military duties. Now, if you visited prior to, during that period, we had a lot of roadblocks, checkings, but at the same time, gradually we want to change or give a normal life to the people. But I want to tell you something very interesting thing. When we withdraw, a lot of people didn't like that. The people in that area.
I understand what you're saying. It takes time. It's difficult. But I'm trying to understand the mindset. For example, after the war ended, quite soon afterwards, your previous foreign minister said that he believed that many of the Tamils from the north could be considered, and these are his words, considered to have been with the LTTE, with the Tamil Tigers, at least, he said, mentally. Is that a feeling that you share, that there is still a basic suspicion of the motives, of the inclinations of a good number of the Tamil people?
I could say that there are a fair number who had, these people were brainwashed, that the LTT or separatist ideas were given to these people, because they were virtually under the dictatorship there was a dictatorship. They were under Prabhakaran's rule. So there can be a lot of people who still believe on these ideas.
When your military spokesman after the war said people will be able to return to their home areas, but, and I'm quoting, we have to see that activities in the whole area are being monitored.
Sure. Not only in north and east.
But that's a somewhat scary concept, is it not, for the Tamil people?
I'll ask you a good question. Can you move from a hotel to hotel in London without observed by your security people? We don't have that technical ability. I know your government is monitoring the telephones.
Do you think the Tamil people will see it that way, that they will see the presence of Sri Lankan security forces on their roads, in their towns and cities, as akin to moving across London? It sounds to me like it's something very different.
No, what I'm saying, our people have suffered, irrespective of whether Sinhalese, Tamil or Muslim, whether Christian, Buddhist or whoever, we have suffered for 30 long years because of this terrorism. So remember this, overnight we can't change from one situation to the other. But,
are you saying then for the moment you're not prepared to consider federalism, changing the arrangements by which this country is run?
Obviously federalism is out. I mean, I'm not the spokesman for politicians. Nobody is prepared to talk about federalism and all those things, because that is not power. We have agreed, according to the constitution, it's a unitary state.
Okay.
We don't talk about all those things.
Well, you couldn't be clearer on
definitely.
that. Mr. Secretary, let me look at another aspect of this. You talk about the 30 years of war. If there is to be real reconciliation, as your brother, the President, has called for, would you agree that that means a full and independent investigation of war crimes, both committed by the Tamil Tigers and by your government, as a means of achieving justice and accountability?
I don't believe in going back. We have to go forward. Put these things. I don't know why nobody wants to go back and
with respect, many people want to go back. People who've lost husbands, sons, fathers, they want to go back. They want not the sense that there is justice at the end of this
atrocities, brutality committed by the LTTE. Now, if we go into these details, all these details, now we are.
But that's why
again,
people,
just
that's why
imagine
people want an accounting both of what they did and what you did.
No, I can tell you one thing. Our military was a highly disciplined military. If you, there is not a single case of soldiers marching into a village and indiscriminately firing and killing any people.
Well, what about the 30 instances of attacks on hospitals or makeshift hospitals between December 2008 and May 2009?
See, you're completely misunderstood. It's wrong interpretation. This war crime is when you walk into a place, you use indiscriminate fire without any control, killing innocent civilians, and or walking into a place, raping. This has never happened. No complaints of this nature.
The Geneva Conventions, to which your government is bound, are quite clear. Hospitals must be protected unless they are used to commit hostile acts which are outside of humanitarian functions. And even then, a clear warning and a deadline must be given. There are instances, I have read report after report from international agencies, from the United Nations, and from the ICRC, which all suggest that you did not meet those very basic rules of war.
We have gone beyond the basics. Tell me, any country, there are a lot of, today, Afghanistan is there, Iraq is there, even the British troops are there, all the NATO. Tell me any place where on their own they have declared safe zones. We declared safe zones.
But you didn't respect them.
Why not?
I don't know why not, but the evidence is clear. You did not respect the safe zones. You shelled the hospitals even inside.
All. We declared, we imposed restrictions on use of heavy weapons, airstrikes. Nowhere in the world anybody has done this. These are self-imposed.
Mr. Secretary,
but these are very important aspects.
Mr. Secretary, I feel your passion and I feel your conviction. If you are so sure that none of your men committed the crimes that they have been accused of by many different international organizations and indeed governments which say that the evidence is credible and well substantiated, if you are so sure of your case, why not accept the demand for an independent, internationally backed investigation?
We are an independent country. We have the ability to investigate all these things.
So you're even now, despite the demands of the UN Secretary General, you are not prepared to accept any international scrutiny of the Sri Lankan security forces' behavior in those last weeks of the war.
There is no necessity for that. There is no necessity. From the beginning, I have told. The President has now again appointed a committee to go in to learn the lessons from these things. Those things are there.
And there we must leave it. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, thank you very much indeed for being on Hard Talk.
Thank you very much.